Can I get a ka-choya? Ka-choya! Previously on KIMBA TV. Higher time frame, I'm still bullish. On smaller and medium time frame, I feel like this is a little bit bearish. And obviously if it pulls back, my next level of interest would be the 109, the dotted red line. That theoretically, if it was bullish, it should be support, right? Like if even if it pulled back this way, like as long as it bounces from there, bulls are good, right? So that would obviously be sort of like my next level that I would be looking at. But realistically speaking, I think this is, you know, it's anytime. I don't know about you, but have you been watching Sunday gaps? They're not really reliable. Like this is a bullish CME Sunday resumption gap, but I think it closes the whole thing. They do be like, Aram says, did you re-enter after getting stopped out? I did. I actually got a little bit of an even better entry. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great Aram example of, are you just listening to what I'm saying, or do you actually believe me when I say things like, oh, that green line should be resistance, next level is here. Yeah, so that third wick, I think is like a great opportunity for like people to see where they're at. Yeah, but the plan hasn't changed. Everything is the same. A couple 30-minute candle close isn't going to invalidate something, if that makes sense. Oh! Pedro Santa! Wish I played it brave. Liquania, let's fucking go! Can I get a ka-choy? Let's go! Monday! It's Monday! Everybody check your pulse to see if you're alive right now. If you're alive right now, you're juicing! Let's go! Happy Monday, y'all! But I'm still stuck. Fam, I can't be the only one. Oh, that's just how it flows. Juicing up right before we close. Yeah, crowd favorite, right? Let me just do this. All right. Calling noob, younger Kimba brother, JV. How you guys doing? You guys locked in? Happy Monday, y'all. It was nice to hang out with you guys over the weekend. Let me just close up some of this, reset that, reset that, reset that. Okay. Keep it on RTH. I use stuff like this. Now I'm a little wiser. Yeah, there's no... if you were to take a long right here, the invalidation is off, so the risk reward doesn't make sense. It would make more sense to try to short any sort of bearish retest, like I was saying earlier. Yeah, I mean, you can always try to take, I don't care if you're going to long or not, as long as you can acknowledge that it's extremely high risk. And that mathematically it doesn't make sense, but just remember, the more risk you take, the more you get. The risk reward is always going to be proportionate. The more risk you take, obviously if it works out, you're going to have more reward. right? So you could juice the fuck up trying to long here, even though it doesn't make sense to. But it's being able to acknowledge that the risk reward profile is off. That's it. And you can, I've looked at a situation and been like, dude, probably a 25-30% chance that this is going to work out, but I'm still going to take it, acknowledging that it was very, very low chance. You know? So, no worries. I think you probably just want to wait to see the 107.2 lows get swept, you know? And then from there, everybody's going to have a difference in opinion on where the low might come into play. And especially, it's really just a debate about how many of the single prints they want to grab. Do they leave one behind? That would actually be a little bit more bullish, medium time frame. Yeah, the closer we get back to the Liquinia Bugatti dealership, the worse it is. How y'all doing? 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 Lincoln says, did you catch S&P short at last? I did. Yeah. If you rewind, you can hear me go, I got stopped out on the S&P and I have to chase it. So I did indeed, brother. Yeah. But what I would encourage you to do if you weren't here yesterday, because right off the bat, I was like, dude, I'm shorting S&P. You know, and not only did I talk about these levels yesterday, like these lows, but I also marked them in the morning too. I mean, look at this. Look at that nice little bearish retest. Yeah, so as long as you listen to like what I said right off the rip yesterday, right? Were you here yesterday? I said, dude, I'm shorting S&P and Bitcoin. I don't know if you heard. I got stopped out on my S&P. So, and then in the morning, you can hear me go, I gotta chase this bitch. Yes, so I did indeed. Yeah, but remember, this is why I'm asking you to, like, did you listen to me yesterday? Because guess what, Linkums? What am I really looking for? Am I bearish? Not really, man. I want to get that 7.5 long, right? Yeah, but I don't want you to be like, yo, he's in a short. This is gonna go to 98. No. That's not what I'm doing, right, Linkums? What I'm really interested in seeing if that 7.5 is a good long or not, right? But what do you think about all this though? What do you think about the green line, man? You know, do you think we're gonna get this? What if it's S&P Confluence and Bugatti? It's probably not going to be that easy, but I'm ready for that 106.4, 106.3. I hope you are as well. You good? And what's the 3 pieces of data that you would think, hey, it's worthy of a long? There's one that you can already kind of anticipate. You know which one? So we can't time it, obviously. It could be tomorrow. It could even be Wednesday. These guys that are going to get stopped out, these longs that are about to get squeezed, they're going to blast through these levels probably. I just want to see this shit together. We still have 90 more minutes. So let's just let us up and do its thing, man. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Hazy says if we missed the short earlier, it gave us re-entry. That's crazy. Yup. Yeah, and Hazy, this is it. Like, the more that you watch this shit, do you understand why I say what I say, Hazy? And, you know, you never know, Hazy. Like, it could bounce off of 7.5 and 7.86, right? Quit playing with me. Like, it could, you don't know that. I don't know that. But all we can do is be prepared, right? So, you know, when do you want to put your stop loss at break even? What would be bullish for you? What would be bearish for you? How much time are we spending above or below? Do you remember on Saturday, we were talking about time spent above or below the orange line? Yeah, but it is what it is, and it's obviously not as fast as we want, but the levels have been anticipated for quite some time, and now it's just up to the market participants to help us figure out which way it wants to go. You know, if it's really bullish, it's going to turn golden pocket into support. It's going to get above the orange line. Worst case scenario, maybe it has to bounce off of 7.5, but eventually, somehow, some way, it'll start to change structure. It's going to make higher highs and higher lows, and it's going to be able to bounce off of that level. You know? And if it starts to look like it's going to be able to do that and get above VWAP, then I'm down to get into a long. Until then, I have already planned out what my next level of interest is. It's the green dotted line down there. And that's a plan that we had yesterday. Did you know that all day today, Hazy, all day today, I just sat here and I had a really nice meeting with some of the mods and admins. Shout out Cage. Shout out Housty. Shout out Mandalo. Shout out Bite. Shout out MGK. Shout out Gypsy. Y'all better. I'm not even gonna go out on a limb. I will put my mods and admins up against anybody else's production or development team. Facts. Dude. I don't, who the fuck is gonna take us on? Huh? Guys, we've got so much cool shit coming up. Y'all have no idea. You gotta go out there and know this shit, this 886-618. We're about to hit you with so much high-level alpha. The lion pack only moves as fast as the slowest lion. You better stay up. You better stay up with us. Lions, I can't wait for you guys, man. This year is going to be really juiced. I mean, how many of you guys, regardless of if you fucking think I'm the most annoying person in the world and you hate my ass, regardless of what you think about me or the stream or the community or whatever, everybody here is in agreement that rate cuts will have a significant impact on altcoins, right? So if rate cuts are going to happen 3 times or twice or whatever for the rest of the year, there could be a really obvious, common sense driven altcoin season, right? And how many of you guys are looking at Bitcoin, you know, pumping all the way from 80, 90, 100, about to break all-time high, and you're thinking to yourself, fuck, dude, I can't believe I missed that blank long. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready for an operational juicy juice. I hope you guys are ready for a generational juicy juice. We've got some chances to make good money, I think, this year. Really good money. And it all depends on if you believe in altcoins, if you believe in rate cuts, and why those two things are related to each other. So I hope you guys are excited because no one's going to have any excuses at this point because Mandalo, Cage, Bite, Housty, MGK, Antonia, Cyper, Bozo, they're going to be holding your paws through the whole process. There is a chance that I'll pop back in on stream and I'll talk to you guys about how I got filled and where I got filled and you know, where we could look to get stopped out and how we would re-enter and all that bullshit. In my opinion, though, and probably I am biased, but we have already prepared ourselves for this and what could be yesterday. Would that be fair to say? I don't want to like make it seem like, oh, as predicted. It's not like that. I'm just saying like the lows are still not swept. The single print is still there. We've got the Fibonacci on CME. Macaulay Culkin is starting in 52 minutes. Obviously, if CME is paused, none of these single print grabs matter. Chances are Macaulay is going to crab or do some basic bullshit, but it's not going to do any sort of meaningful pump or dump. And then when CME resumes, if and only if with ETH CME, I may or may not take that 7.5 long. And if that 7.5 long don't work, then it's that single print grab and that 886. But that would be, I think, kind of fucked. And then same thing with ES. All right. If we actually do go down there and clean all of those lows and bounce off the 7.5, Bitcoin and S&P are pixel correlated. You know, they both bounced off of the 5.8. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And you know, we already know how to be patient for Monday and Tuesday lows. So, you know, 886, 618. I don't know if this is going to hold. I don't know if this is going to reject. That's not our job. But you should be able to kind of tell that probabilities are leaning towards making a lower low. So bulls have a lot of work to do here. You probably need to see like really meaningful volume come in, because I feel like these are all pussyfoot longs that are just going to end up getting cleaned anyways. All of these longs getting cleaned, 1064, 1063, would be beautiful with like a hidden bull div. Ideally with RTH, but I'm still going to take it during electronic trading hours. Sounds good? Mosley says, would you prefer a low on Tuesday or Wednesday or crap all week to make a low next Monday? I don't care. I'm going to just take it level by level. I will take a long if the data is there at the 1063, 1064, 106 zone during, as long as it's not during Macaulay, because I need CME ETH to help me out. Okay? And Mosley, I can't promise anything, but if I get filled later on tonight, I'll try to come back on stream. But guys, it's not scalable to think that I'm going to be able to pop in every single time when you need to feel good about your own trade. You know what I mean? And you guys are good enough to be able to trust your own selves, you know? So I would say hidden CVD bull div. I think we need to get that. I don't really care about open interest. I know I just said, you just said that I want all of those underwater longs to get clean, but I'm not going to put too much emphasis into that. All right. So let's see. And then if do you remember like for 2-3 weeks a while ago, we were talking about, bro, 105, 106, 104, that whole like zone. If it is bullish, it'll stay above it. If it's bearish, it'll lose it. You know, think about all of the things that you remember about the 106, 105, and 104 and what those individual levels mean. Don't get lost in this so hyper-focused on the 106.4, 106.3 long that you lose sight of the medium time frame, higher time frame. You guys just saw how goofy. How many of you guys got stopped out on that short from last night and you couldn't get into it? How many of you guys took the short with me when I was on stream, but then afterwards you got stopped out or you were sleeping and you couldn't get back in or whatever? But you saw how difficult it's going to be. It's not going to just fill you once and then it's going to have a V-shaped recovery type of thing. It's probably going to be a trident. It's probably going to make a 3 drives. It's going to make a lower low. It's going to try to stop your ass out. So, you know, slow it down and try to really think about, okay, should I wait for structure change? Most likely, if your entry is on the golden pocket or 7.5 retracement, you're going to get round tripped and stopped out. So you need to be prepared, but at the same time, you don't need to try and get pixel perfect bottom. Your job isn't to get in at the lowest possible entry. Your job is to get in when you have the most amount of edge. So you have the most amount of reasons to take the long. That's when you should go in. So a little bit of a difference. Ideally, you want both of those things to overlap, but you might not have that happen. JV says, I won't pussy out. Yeah, JV, I mean, as long as you have a plan B and a plan C. So what I would generally say in this context, okay, is this is going to have to be a higher low. Like this. It has to hold this. You know, like it can't go lower than that, because then you have nothing. You know? And so we could be talking about this. If this doesn't work, then I'll look at this. And if this doesn't work, then I think we might actually be able to think about a 98 again, or a 92. I don't know. I'm not even going to go that far, but like losing 104 point of control, that would start to be pretty bad. So yeah, first things first, level to level, 886, 618. We'll see if the 75786 holds. So within this context, it's still playing out. It's inconclusive. We're going to see what the fuck is going to happen in this context. Once this starts to dip down, we're going to revisit these range levels, and we're going to see the price action in previous range context. Once you lose this value area low, you're basically going to come down to CME, single print and imbalance context. Okay, grabbing all the single prints and not bouncing would be really, really bearish. Basically, that would mean that CME bullish narrative is gone. So on the medium time frame, it's fucked. And I would probably be, because again, you're below the Bugatti dealership, right? So, I mean, Senora Consuela, cleaning level, all of this shit would come back into play. So let's start with level by level. We've got single prints, and we've got the Liquinia Bugatti dealership. We've got session VWAP, and we've got Fibonacci levels that all kind of overlap and confluence with each other. So we'll see if those levels hold, and if not, that's okay too. And I mean, to be honest, how many of you guys wouldn't mind if Bitcoin went lower than 106? Because altcoins are really shitting themselves at that point. And that could even be bigger juice. Remember, most analysts are thinking that your first rate cut is coming in September, right? July, there's FOMC. August, there is no FOMC. Therefore, September is the next FOMC Fed rate decision after this month. So maybe July and August, it really fucks you. So we're ready for whatever though, right, ladies and gentlemen? So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Obviously, we've got the higher time frame preparation, we've got the medium time frame preparation, and we've got the smaller time frame preparation. So you guys Gucci? Yeah, if it goes to 106.3 and it doesn't look good for a long, I'll probably pop in. But you know that I'm looking for open interest, CVD, and S&P confluence, right, Silver Wolf? So if you're thinking about shaving a short or opening a long, do it with good risk management and see if you can figure out if it's worthy of a long or short. Okay? If it's a hidden CVD bull div, if we get bottom shorters and or the underwater longs right now get stopped out, and S&P is also bouncing, I will most likely be in that long. Like 90% chance I'm in the long tomorrow. All right? But see if you can spot some data and if it's worthy of it. And Silver Wolf, even if I'm not here, there are hundreds of lions in the Discord. Hundreds of lions in the Twitch and YouTube stream chat. Work together. Help each other out. All right? Be objective. Don't seek validation. Don't share your idea hoping other people agree with you. All right? Have confidence. Trust yourself. Believe in the math. You got it, my boy. And remember, tomorrow is a little bit of a shorter stream as well because I have to get off around 2 o'clock New York time. So, all right, Mr. No Money. I divisivuzabubu says, love you. I love you back, man. Hey, stay safe, you guys. In 40 seconds, you're going to have your 30-minute candle close. And then 30 minutes after that, it'll be Macaulay Culkin. What is Macaulay Culkin? It's when CME is paused. All right, so stay safe. I love you guys. Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Lock in. Stay safe. Have a great night. Peace, everybody. Can I get a ka-cha? Like the most disgusting, like the most, just the most repulsive one. Hit me with it. Ka-cha!